Number 1.
My father's suicide should have been the end of it, but when the police handed me that box of his personal effects, I found the first tape. It was unlabeled, the casing cracked with age. The pawn shop owner refused to even touch it when I brought it in to ask about playback equipment. "That's from Channel 14, he said, wiping his hands on his shirt like he'd been contaminated. "Take it away." That night, alone in my apartment, I threaded the tape into my old VCR. Static filled the screen for several minutes before the image resolved into footage of my childhood living room. There I was at age 8, asleep on the couch. The camera angle was all wrong, like someone had hidden it inside the wall. Then the me on screen sat up. My sleeping body remained undisturbed, but this other version of me turned slowly toward the camera. Its eyes were black pits, its smile stretched too wide. "You're watching us watch you," it whispered through the television speakers. I yanked the power cord from the wall. My hands shook so badly I couldn't dial my phone. The rationalizations came slowly. Some sick joke, a staged video, anything but what my gut told me was true. At the TV station where Dad worked for 20 years, the night manager went pale when I described the tape. "Channel 14 went dark in '87, he said. "After incidents. Your father was the only one who'd worked the midnight shift after that." He showed me the logbook. Page after page of my father's neat handwriting, each midnight entry ending the same: 3:17 a.m. broadcast interruption. Source, studio walls. The final entry simply read, "They're coming through the screens now." That night in my apartment, every digital clock in the house reset to 3:17 a.m. at the same moment. My television turned itself on. The screen showed my bedroom from that impossible angle again, the camera somehow inside the walls. Something moved in the darkness between the studs. A pale hand pressed against the back of the drywall on screen, fingers straining against the surface. In my real bedroom, the wall remained smooth and unbroken. A voice that wasn't mine whispered from the speakers, "Your father didn't kill himself. We needed his voice for the broadcast." I destroyed the television with a baseball bat. For weeks, nothing happened. I almost convinced myself it was over. Then last night, as I lay in bed, my phone lit up, a notification for a new video. The thumbnail showed me sleeping peacefully in real time. The title, "Your Current Bedroom Feed." I'm writing this now while I still can. The walls have started creaking at night. My reflection sometimes moves a second after I do. And yesterday I found a new tape on my doorstep. This one dated tonight's date. I can hear the VCR powering on in the other room. The broadcast never ends.
Number 2. They told me the dead can't speak. They were wrong. The first time I heard the voice, I thought I was dreaming. I'd just moved into my grandfather's old house after the funeral. The place smelled like dust and mothballs, the kind of stale air that sticks in your throat. That first night, as I lay in the lumpy guest bed, I heard it, a faint whisper threading through the silence. "You shouldn't be here." I sat bolt upright. The room was empty. The digital clock read 3:07 a.m. Then the radio turned on by itself. An antique Zenith, decades old, its cracked plastic face glowing dull orange in the dark. No plug in the socket, no batteries. But the dial light flickered, and through the static a voice emerged wet, gurgling, like someone drowning in their own blood. "Jason, you left me." I knew that voice. My brother Ethan, dead 10 years this November. Dead because of me. The air turned frigid. My breath came in white puffs. Something shuffled in the hallway, a slow, dragging sound, like wet socks on hardwood. The doorknob began to turn. That's when the screaming started. Not from the radio, from inside the walls. I passed out. The doctor said I collapsed from dehydration. Hallucinations, they called it. Grief playing tricks on my mind. But when they discharged me, I found black mud caked under my fingernails, and in my jacket pocket a single waterlogged playing card, the ace of spades, Ethan's favorite. Last night I woke to the smell of wet earth. The radio was playing softly downstairs, and on my pillow, right next to my face, 2 perfect handprints, small, child-sized, pressed into the fabric like someone had been watching me sleep. The static's getting louder tonight, and I think it's trying to say my name again. Some doors shouldn't be opened. Number 3. One night when I was a really young kid, I was in the living room watching my favorite cartoon. I had the TV pretty loud, but I thought I could hear my mom calling my name from downstairs. I called back, "What?" She didn't answer, so I guess she couldn't hear me. I heard her call me again, so I went down to the basement. The lights were off, so halfway down I called for my mom. She didn't answer. I didn't know where she could be calling me from, but one thing was for certain, though. She wasn't in the basement. I started going back up the stairs, but before I even got to the top stair, I heard my mom's voice again from down in the basement calling my name. I looked down into the pitch blackness. I ran back up to the top step, turned on the lights, and walked halfway back down, peeking into the basement. I didn't see my mom anywhere down there. Suddenly, I got a huge rush of horror. I ran up the stairs, basically crying for my mom. She came rushing down the stairs from upstairs, and I cried to her that something was calling me from downstairs that sounded just like her. She swore to me that she hadn't been calling me. She went down to the basement to check and make me feel better, but I didn't feel better. I'm sure she didn't believe me. Why would she? I was a little kid, but I still know that I heard what I heard. Number 4. The baby monitor was supposed to give Sarah peace of mind. Instead, it stole her sleep. It started with soft static between the usual nighttime sounds, Emily's sleepy sighs, the creak of the crib, the hum of the air conditioner. Then the whispers. "She's hungry." Sarah bolted upright, heart hammering. The voice had come through the monitor speaker, hushed and rasping. She stared at the video feed. Emily slept soundly, her nursery empty. She's so hungry. Sarah ran down the hall, her bare feet slapping against cold hardwood. Emily's room was silent, the air thick with the scent of baby powder. Nothing moved but the mobile above the crib, turning lazily in the dark. She told herself it was interference, a crossed signal from a neighbor's monitor. She unplugged it and slept with Emily in her arms that night. But the next evening the whispers returned. "Let me in." This time Sarah recorded it. She played it back, her stomach twisting as the voice hissed through her phone's speaker. Then she noticed something worse. The whispers weren't coming from the nursery's microphone. They were coming from her. She set up her phone to record herself sleeping. The footage showed her lying still, Emily curled against her chest. Then, at 3:17 in the early morning, Sarah's lips parted. She's here with us now. Her own voice, but wrong, guttural, wet, like something forcing its way through her throat. Her sleeping face remained peaceful, even as the words slithered out. Sarah's hands shook as she deleted the video. She packed a bag, desperate to leave. But as she lifted Emily from the crib, the baby's eyes fluttered open, black and glossy, like pooled ink. "Mommy," Emily whispered, her voice too deep, too old. "You're already one of us." The monitor crackled to life behind her. "We're always listening." "Listening?" Sarah turned. The screen showed her own reflection, mouth stretched in a smile she didn't make. And behind her, something moved. I hope you enjoyed these stories. Don't miss the next one. Smash the subscribe button to be one of the first to know when a new story is out. Thank you for watching. Till next video, goodbye.